I grew up reading sci-fi books, looking at the cover of sci-fi books. When I close my eyes and I think of science fiction, I think of that. And I think of a lone astronaut, stood on a desolate planet with a couple of other huge planets hanging in the horizon, and these kind of wild and crazy worlds.
No Man's Sky is a space exploration game. It encourages the player to discover strange new worlds and life forms. There's trading and commerce, as well as allowing people to blow stuff up. All in a playable universe which is so big, the game's own designers predict most players won't even experience 1% of the worlds that the game has to offer. I got a chance to play No Man's Sky for a couple of hours. Okay, so I've woken up on a planet with a damaged spacecraft. I have to repair that ship by finding various minerals or mining minerals and finding the parts and making the parts required to take the ship off. It's an introduction to a lot of the game's exploration mechanics. So I've already met some unusual alien species, and all of the aliens in the game are generated as everything else is, procedurally. So this is where the game starts in earnest. Explore an entire universe. Where do I want to go? Well, second star on the right, and straight on till morning. It might be a game with a gigantic, exotic alien universe to explore, but it's been created in these tiny offices beneath a taxi company in Guildford. Indie games company Hello Games consists of just 11 people. No Man's Sky is the brainchild of Sean Murray, who, along with this tiny team, has found a clever way to fashion this gigantic game, and it's all thanks to maths.
We're trying to build an entire universe, right? And we can't build that by hand. Normally when you make a game, it's a series of levels. And some artist or designer has built every one of those levels piece by piece, arranged all the furniture and everything like that. But we want to build something of a huge, huge scale. And we just can't do that on our own. We're this tiny indie team. So what we do is we use the computer to build it. We create a bunch of rules, a set of maths, and the computer runs that. We effectively teach the computer the rules that we think we need to build a universe. And the computer goes off and generates it, builds it for you.
This process is called procedural generation, and it's how everything in the game is made, from the planets to the aliens to the ships to the smallest blade of grass. It's not random though, those rules are there for a reason.
What we're trying to do is create a set of rules and formula that we feel creates a nice looking universe. Well, the size of the universe is just really, really incredibly big. So there are a lot of planets. If you were to visit them all, there would be 18 quintillion, which is this huge number. It's like 2 to the power of 64. And it's a hard number to comprehend. The way I normally say it is like, if you were to discover a planet, or if a planet was to be discovered in No Man's Sky every second, it would take about 500 billion years for them all to be discovered.
From its first reveal back at E3 in 2014, this game generated a considerable amount of anticipation as well as hype amongst gamers.
Feeling a lot of emotions right now.
However, some of this attention hasn't all been positive. One gamer claims to have purchased a copy of the game ahead of release for £1,200 via eBay. After posting clips online, he claims it's possible to reach the centre of the game's universe in just 30 hours. This is a task developers have suggested will actually take about 100 hours of playtime.
There is a risk that people might find it boring. I think it's going to appeal to a certain type of gamer that likes the grind, the sort of repetitive actions of going around and mining and getting resources in order to travel around. But I think once you've got past that initial maybe couple of hours, you're going to find that there is a massive universe to explore.
There's a big update coming on the first day of the game's release. When it's released, fans will be able to decide for themselves whether the wait for No Man's Sky has been worth it.